Hey everybody, Ryan here from Android Coliseum. Here to do my review on the OnePlus 13. Now, this is a pretty neat upgrade, but you gotta admit, like the price has jumped up on it. So, if you're like me and you're sitting on a OnePlus 12, still have this kicking around, and it's a great device. It's got a lot of boost. I did run my sort of Pepsi challenge against the Pixel 9 Pro, and you know how that went. But I'm not discounting this guy. It's still a great device. So, what is the Pixel or the OnePlus 13 got? Now, OnePlus 13, almost exactly the same as the 12. So, if you've got the 12, you're probably not going to be too surprised with how this works. It is thinner, but more battery. That's the biggest thing I think anybody's going to notice about this. 6,000 milliamp hours of battery. What is it? 5,400 in the other guy, and it's smaller. That's the coolest thing. Like I think is really neat. Um, the OnePlus 12 has that nice curve. This one has a lot less, so depending on what you like. They both have that screen protector that's sort of built into it, which I love and hate because I don't like seeing it. Like I feel it in there. But as you can see, I got a nice little scratch there. And then I can say, you know what? It scratched the screen protector, not the screen. Because on my other devices that don't have a screen protector, if I get a little fleck, I get really anxious. Although I'm worried about what happens if I ever have to replace it. How do I actually remove it without leaving bits of adhesive or something on it? So there's that. The cameras are pretty much the same as the model in the past. So there's not a lot of change there, except for the fact that the telephoto, so in this model here, the telephoto's up here, this one's here, I think. Now, it's using an old periscope. This uses a new tri-prism. Basically, it gives you more space, takes up less space in the back of it, but still gives you that 3x zoom. I didn't really notice too much difference between the two in terms of what the quality of the pictures that it would take. Um, it was, it was not bad between the two of them. But I do notice that sometimes there was some artifacting. There was, when you really zoomed in, it really tried to make things look a little weird. But I mean, hey, it's doing its best on the really extreme cases, so not too bad. The weird thing I would say about not weird thing, but I guess cool thing you notice as soon as you turn it on is how bright it really is. Now that's at half. You can turn it all the way up, and it gets really bright. Probably hard to see on the camera here, but it is super bright. And I go back to my Pixel, and like my Pixel feels dull in comparison, but I also have my Pixel turned down really low. So if you turn them up, this is a little bit brighter than my Pixel 9 Pro, but not. But splitting hairs. I think they artificially always try to make it brighter than it seems, whereas I find others try to tone it down because it's going to burn through your battery. But then again, at 6,000 milliamp hours of battery, it's you're not going to really notice it. This really lasts a fair amount of time. Um, so yeah, what else we got on it? So IP68, we go to IP69, which means same thing as this, but now instead of just dropping it in a pool, I can drop it in the hot tub because it's going to take some pressure, it's going to take some temperature for it to sort of fail. So you can be rest assured, no matter where you take it into, you bring it into the sauna, whoopsie, you know what, it's going to be just fine. Whereas others, the heat might affect it a little differently. Yeah, so I think it's been a pretty great phone. The 6,000 milliamp hour battery gets me at such a smaller size. Like I've seen bigger phones have less battery, and it just blows me away. Like I was remembering the G3 when I used to sell phones, the LG G3 when it came with 3,000 milliamp hour batteries against an iPhone's 1,800. It was a big selling point. So like we've doubled that in how many years? Yeah. So and then the other big thing people are going to talk about is the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Really big improvements over last year. You really notice it when they do that test where they're like, "Will it go fast? I can switch between things." It didn't. That doesn't impress me much. In terms of behavior between playing games on these two, they're about the same. And honestly, that's how I use my device a lot of the days. Yes, it's got some cool features, but honestly, I'm rediscovering gaming on Android, and I'll do some videos on that in a bit. And I just love playing games like these platformers like Dead Cells. Whoops. So this is the old Game Vice, and honestly, this is, I come home, or I sometimes have it at work like this, and I just play games, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts. I can sit and watch Ted Lasso and watch a couple episodes, and play the game while I'm doing it, and it had no problem lasting all the way throughout, like a couple days like that before I have to charge it up. And I'm not using it as my phone. Um, I might do that when, let's say, the new OnePlus watch comes out and try another Pepsi challenge. But yeah, I don't think uh, anybody would be just. Oh, I don't needed that one. I usually don't. Anyways, but no, it's really responsive. I have like all my things turned right up, and it's been a great phone. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that there. Get rid of. Take. Get rid of. Oops. Get rid of. So it really responds well. The animations are nice and fluid. I gotta be facing them to get the bonus. All right. Yeah. And I haven't had any moments in this game where it stutters. I can play other games. Oops. Let's see another game. This other game I really like is Hack. And again, I got to do some videos on these games that actually really nice. Um, so yeah, the display is great. Quality is great. You start to get a little aggravated by the screen protector on it. The processor is doing very well. It runs. The fact that it has a lot of RAM and a lot of storage is a really nice piece for me to say, this is my Steam Deck. This is my Nintendo Switch. I haven't given this one yet. But it's been a great phone. Now, if you have a 12, you may not want to pay the extra to upgrade. If you've been sitting on something for a while, maybe you can take advantage of their trade-in option and get a better deal on it. But this is going to be the device I think people are going to talk about for a while. So much battery, really high brightness screen. The camera is good, but I think it's a viable alternative to the Pixels. And what I think is a really neat thing these days is the fact that you can actually now no longer just have to sort of send away for it. So it's just appealing to just the nerds like me that I want to send away from my phone. I actually can go down to like Best Buy or something, pick it up in those kinds of stores. So I don't have, it's no longer an elite kind of device. It's only for those who know. It actually is going to be in front of more people as a viable alternative to those big flagships. The price is getting close to them, but it really is a good deal. I am really excited to sort of see the new cases. It was interesting that this pretty much fits the OnePlus 12 case almost. Like that's the OnePlus 12 case. It's not perfect, but it works if I wanted to. But they do make some cases that'll have the magnetic ring on it for it to do that kind of charging. And there's going to be a new Air VOC charger, VOOC charging. So a new one of like this guy here, but it's going to have a little puck thing you just attach onto it. So that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to those. And keep up the good work, OnePlus. It's really, really great phone. If this is something new for you, this would be a great buy. If you have something from last year, I don't know if the upgrade is that much worth it, but really the battery is going to be the big killer here. Like the fact that you're going to want to have long, 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 long time. Not saying that this guy didn't last long, but like almost more than 10% increase. And yeah, it's going to be a great, great phone for you. Check out my review if you have any questions. Like, feel free to ask away. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon.